Greetings everyone and welcome back to Starship Theory, where it appears that our ship really just doesn't want to have a door named B1. For some strange reason, it's really against this idea. Well, tough. You're going to get it, whether you like it or not, because I promised Bentham, and he still doesn't have a key, so I still feel bad for him. Right, okay, so in this episode, my goals are to, well, actually, let's pop up and research. What am I kind of looking into? I'm looking into weapons at the moment. I'm not super keen on that right now, because I feel that we've gone to the effort of having all of these doors in here, but we haven't got any reason for it. I mean, I could isolate a single area and vent all of the oxygen out of it, at least if it's this area, you know, whatever. But then I have no way of putting oxygen back. So I think we really need to get life support up and running as probably one of the primary things we do in this episode. And since you're so angry about being B1, I'll make you B2, and maybe we'll see if that helps. Right, so there's a couple of things that we're going to be doing. I am going to pause for a moment as I'm trying to think of the best way to design this. I'm thinking, first and foremost, we're going to expand out the living quarters. And this is going to be our primary area for the life support system. So let's actually start that first. We're going to want to rotate the hull sections around like so, and then we're going to want to remove these. As soon as we've got life support, then that's where it's going to be going. Also, I'm going to be changing the way I've got the bracing in here, because I think I've got a bit of a better idea of how we can set that up. We're also going to be opening up this area back here, and that's actually going to be quite important. Additionally, I think we need an airlock at the front of our ship. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to build it out a little bit more, and we're going to have a wee area right at the front. We'll have an airlock right about there. Actually, on that, you know what? Yeah, we're going to actually draw this out a little bit more. One of the things I've noticed is that weapon systems, if we have a look in here, they're adjacent to the system itself. So I'm assuming you have to place these on the outside. If they have to be placed on the inside, this would change it quite drastically. But I'm going to run on the assumption you have to place it on the outside. They do not work diagonally. The mining one does not. The mining extended, just build it anyway by the looks of it, and it will allow your mining lasers to reach out a little bit further. But in terms of the weapon systems, you do need to have them quite specifically placed. So with that in mind, we're just going to build out this little area right about there that is going to work for us in that regard. Perhaps actually I should extend this out a little bit more as a result. Yeah, okay, let's put a little bit more shape to this. I think we can do this. Let's do something like that, and then we'll have a nice little area up here where we're going to have a forward airlock. I'm very, very keen on getting as many areas where my engineers can do their work as possible. So there we are. I want all of this done first, because this is where we're going to be building our life support, and that's actually kind of important. But whilst we're doing that, I have had a chance to consult with Chaoticles, and Chaoticles has told me the names, the secret true names of all these people. Cynthia, as amazing as your name is, Emmett, welcome to the crew, or Emote. I'm always uncertain about that name. I'm so sorry. I wish I could be a little bit more confident. I'm fairly certain you've told me how to pronounce that name at least twice. I can remember these times. I can't remember what you said, though. And that's just my brain trying to embarrass me publicly. Or rather, succeeding at embarrassing me publicly. We've also got Levy. And also, on that note, welcome to the channel, Levy. This is apparently the first comment you've ever posted on the channel. I do actually read all of the rename requests, even though I can't reply to all of them because I get way too many. And it would literally be a case of, okay, you're on the list. Okay, you're on the list. And it would just be repetitive. But understand, I do read every comment, not just the name of the post. So yeah, welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying your stay. And finally, we have got Philip. Philip, you shall be renamed to Flabort. Welcome to the crew, Flabort. Right, we want a little bit more work done there and there, and then reprioritize all of this. I want all of that work done as soon as possible. Our little ship is really starting to take shape. I like it. I like it a lot. But yes, we'll probably replace all of this with forward lasers and then have one laser penetration upgrade in between each one. That'll probably be the best way of doing that. We've got quite a lot of work down here to do as well. Apparently, we're going to be seeing a ship any moment now. Let's get our mining lasers active, start burrowing into things. Hello, they're not currently hostile, that's always good to know. You do have crew available. Do you have enough that I could sell? No, you don't. I could buy some silicon though, and I'm tempted to actually. I'm going through an asteroid field. I'm going to buy the silicon because like there's so many things that I know need a lot of silicon. There's no particular guarantee I'm going to find it here though. Having bought it, I'm probably going to see loads of it, or you know, not. Right. Okay, now I'm going to use Red Alert to encourage my crew to only focus on repairs. Repairs and necessary things like putting out fires because the ship is on fire. A couple of people have queried why I don't use my ability to just jump out to avoid things like stars. The reason for that is that my jump drive takes time to charge up. So I'm wary of using it to leave a situation that isn't strictly life-threatening. I mean, you know, obviously fires on a spaceship, that realistically that is pretty bad. But we do tend to be able to deal with it quickly. We've got enough crew that this shouldn't strictly be a life or death situation for us. So I would rather reserve my use of the jump drives for fights that I don't think I can. Why are my guns not turning? Stop. Can I? Oh, maybe. Does that affect it in some way? That might actually mean that people don't turn my guns on and off. I don't know if they have to turn it on and off though. This is a bit of an interesting one. Could you please put these out? Leafing, can you go and take care of that? Lolash, can you go and take care of that? I really shouldn't have to tell you to do these things, but apparently I do. So get to it, please. And thank you. Please, and the thank you is very important. You don't just say please. Say thank you as well. It's basic manners. I may be the captain of the ship, but it doesn't mean I need to be uncivilized. There we go. There we are. I personally, I don't believe for a second that you need to be all shouty at people to get them to do what you want. People are just as likely to do something because they want to do it for you than because they're afraid of your authority, in my humble opinion. Which isn't perhaps as humble as I like to believe. Right, we are actually having a bit of trouble. Bubbles, could you get on? Actually, lol, no, you're going to have to go out. Okay, it's in a position where it's going to be hard. Emmett, could you put that out for me? And my mining lasers just don't want to work right now. That is mega annoying. Lolash, could you take care of that? We're having a bit of trouble with the fires right now. Oh, lots of things shutting down. So many of my power cells turning off. Really kind of worrisome. Lolash, can you take care of that for me? Are you in position? Yes, you can. Good, 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 good. Let's try and not break this ship, shall we? Thankfully, my ship has got a lot of structural hit points, thanks to the hull bracing that we put on there. So fires are unlikely to kill us. They might, but it's unlikely. It would take a lot more damage to the structure of the ship for us to go down than for a normal ship. You might only have to break through 1 or 2 tiles on a normal ship, whereas on our ship you'd have to really focus fire for a while to be able to completely shut her down. There we are. Let's try and dig into this. We're past the star at the moment, but it's going to last a little while. You'll notice that the background sort of well, gases in the air, or I guess that could be trying to show me heat, are dissipating. Now, that actually reminds me of something that we covered in the last episode. Thank you. I want to say thank you to everyone who took time to explain the black body radiation to me. It's super obvious when I stopped to think about it, and when people took the time to link all of the articles on it and really go into the whys and wherefores and how these radiators would really be working, because they're much more radiators than they are venting anything. I would like to say it's probably because I was distracted and I'm looking at this and it looks like we're moving through a thick soup of gas rather than through the empty void of space. But realistically, it was just that I wasn't thinking about it enough and just went with the first theory that popped into my head. But on that note as well, I do want to say that I actually really like it when people correct me. Don't think that you shouldn't. I mean, obviously there are polite ways of providing critique and there are impolite ways, but generally speaking, I'm not one of these people that is, oh, you dare to tell me that I'm wrong even when I am? Oh, a pox on you. No. I would rather be excised of my ignorance than allowed to blissfully wander around being dumb, effectively, and I appreciate it when people go out of their way to ensure that I don't continue to make a fool of myself publicly. Once is quite enough for me, and I'm sure enough for you to be exposed to as well. So just a quick thank you there, and to reassure those who were a little bit hesitant. I was like, oh look, I don't mean any offense. I didn't take any offense. You're pointing out that I'm wrong. There's nothing to be offended by there. Right, now with that said, let's continue to upgrade things. I really would like all of this done as a much higher priority, because again, this is where we are going to want life support. Now, actually, on that point, we're actually heading on towards large crates and sensor arrays, mining extender. I think we're good enough. Oh, a health pad might be nice. Takes a stupid amount of power though, so maybe we'll avoid that one for now. What else could we look at? Because I am intending to open up the ship a little bit and fit in some more consoles, but I'm not sure that we actually have any consoles yet that I strictly want. Perhaps at this stage, it may be worth us actually looking towards defense and trying to get up to shield technology, because I think that's the next big thing for our ship right now, is to get the ability to use shields. So we'll focus on that for the time being. Got quite a lot of material, so we can afford to pop down some extra heat vents, and that's actually going to be coming in very important very soon. We're also going to pop down some solar panels there and indeed there. I think, you know what, we're going to put another heat vent there and there. I've got a very specific design in mind for this area here. We've got an asteroid field ahead. That's actually pretty good for us. Let's get rid of those. And once again, prioritize all of this, please. This is the stuff that I want done right now. Now, in terms of defense, I'm going to have 2 hull braces, there and there, there and there. And here, we're going to have the life support. Going to have 2 life support in the crew berth. Seems to make a lot of sense to me to have that there. Once we've got the extra heat sinks built, in fact, we've got a couple of them, we can now go ahead and remove these. I don't think having just a corridor makes too much sense in terms of the use of space. I mean, it does look nice, but I think it isn't nice enough to warrant the inefficient use of the space there. So we're going to remove these, and then we're going to expand out this room, and eventually we're going to expand it out quite significantly around here as well. Let's hopefully get these life support systems in place. Once this is in place, we can then start venting parts of the ship if we need... Oops, that is completely the wrong part. If we need to get a fire put out, for example, that I can't reach for some reason, then we can just expose that area, open the airlocks, vent it out to space, and then once it's done, close the airlock, open the internal doors, and allow the life support and oxygen in the berth to flood the rest of the ship. That's the plan, though ideally I would like life support in more than just one place of the ship. Can you not get there? Oh, that is quite a frustration. Okay, well, we'll remove these then so that we can get in there and place those braces down, because that is definitely part of the plan there. Now, with that done, we're also going to expand this out. We're going to have a fair bit of room in here, I think. So, I'm thinking 2 planters, possibly. Or maybe just one, but moving a couple of things around may be in my best interest. Definitely need to move the CPU down here. Yeah, we are going to need room for CPU to be moved further down. On that note then, let's expand out our engine section a little bit, I think. Something like this. Actually, we won't have that there. I would actually like to continue the shaping of the ship like so, and eventually then we're going to remove these engines and then place them probably on the outsides there, because it does bother me a little bit, the idea of the exhaust passing over the hull of the ship. Now, I guess that means that the engines exist on a different plane from the one that we're building on. Although we're playing a 2D game, it doesn't necessarily mean that the ship itself is simulated as a 2D object. It could just be that we're only building on one plane and the engines are above that plane or below it for that matter. And likewise, when the asteroids just pass over us without incident is likely an instance of where they were passing above or below that particular plane. Could you please put that out for me? In fact, whilst we're in the range of the star, I would really like you to all focus on repairs rather than building additional things around the ship. That would be much, much higher on my list of priorities, please, and thank you. Right, let's break you down. There we are. No, come back to me. There we go. Fantastic. Ship exiting warp. They're not currently hostile. Fantastic. I approve of non-hostile ships. Ooh, I can sell. I can definitely afford to sell this. Does that give me it does. Another crew member. Fantabulous, I must say. Welcome aboard. Who are you? Jamie. Welcome aboard, Jamie. You can help out Flabort in dealing with all of the just the issues around the ship there. New crew, indeed. It looks like we're actually out of the red zone, so people can go back to doing whatever they want to do. In fact, Jamie, I don't think Flabort actually needs help, so could you please be an engineer so we can get so many things done a little bit faster. There we go. So let's power that back up. Now, how are we going to expand this out? That is the big question that's on my mind. At the moment, I'm going to move this around. I have noticed that we do not lose any materials, or at least we don't lose the important ones like silicon and gold when we break something down. So for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and continue to move stuff around. So we're going to move some mining lasers over into these sides so I can clear up this little area and we can build out towards that the airlock right above us there. We'll probably move the CPU panels up there, I imagine, but we are still going to need more CPU panels, so that's something we're going to have to focus on as we go forward. Could you prioritize that work for me? I would rather get that done sooner than later. Thank you. There we go. Right, at this point, it looks like it's time for us to remove the engines, or rather move the engines. I'm going to move them one at a time, though, because I don't want to completely cripple our ship's defenses capabilities. Let's select all of these, add them to the same control group. I am going to have to move around the medium solar panel, though. Probably, you know what? Yeah, sure, we could have two on either side. That would give us quite a lot of spare power going forward, and the reactors, the engines could be moved down, and we could move down the CPR. That's going to go grand, I tell you. That being said, that isn't going to work the way I wanted it to. Just realize that I need these spaces free, not these ones, because if I want to make the maximum of my weapon buffing tech, it's going to need to be a little bit further ahead. So we'll just do this for now. We'll actually prop a little beak on this vessel. Anyone who watched me playing Robocraft understands my obsession with giving my vessels beaks. I don't know why. Don't ask me to explain it. I couldn't. I just like the look of it, damn it. And that's good enough for me. Right, let's power that up. But we are going to want to move the engines probably before we do too much else. I would actually love to get some life support right over there and then an airlock. That would be grand. But we're going to need to move the engine before we do that, because we just won't have the CPU capacity, I think, to run it safely once I remove this CPU, because it's contributing so much to our overall CPU at the moment that it really would be quite bad if we tried to do without. There we go. And we'll get this one in then as well. Our little ship. Honestly, I think this is much less of a fish now and much more of a bird. And I'm liking that. I like that a lot, in fact. I think this meets with my approval on the whole. Yeah, it definitely does. We're also going to have to remove these, because they're going to have to move up into these little corner sections. There we go. And we'll pop down some flooring there. And then we'll get in our... let's pop down the mining lasers there and there as well. Right, okay. We only have 4 mining lasers again, which is a bit of a shame, but it's fine. We'll make do. I think we're probably going to want to switch over to emergency repairs only. Yeah, we are. Okay, well, I'll bring you back when we've exited this asteroid and there's something to report. So see you soon. And welcome back. We've got an asteroid field ahead, but as you can see, quite a lot has changed on the ship so far. And one of the things that's going to be changing is we're going to be moving some CPU panels across because we have finally finished expanding out this area down here, ready for the small engines. In fact, we're probably going to be able to fit 2 CPU panels in here because the small engines are going to go there, and the CPU panels can then go at the sides there, which will be especially nice if you ask me. Now, in terms of power and CPU, we're actually doing quite well. I wouldn't say we need anything more in terms of mining, but I am actually kind of tempted to put a little bit more right at the front just so that we can really melt through the asteroids. But again, this is convenience. It's literally the definition of convenience. It's something I could do in a different way with more effort on my part, but saving resources. Or because I'm flush with resources, I could elect to be lazy, basically, and do it the other way and just throw money at the problem in order to fix it. Not that it's really a problem, but you know what I mean. And I kind of am tempted. We'll see. I mean, we're as I said, flush with energy and CPU. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to be doing that. Well, actually, it will cost us quite a lot in order to do, though. Small engines are going to take a fair whack of resources just to build. In fact, we're going to have to demolish the previous CPU panels in order to get that done. We may need to look into that because we're going to need more CPU than we have available there. And I'm a little bit concerned. But as you can see, the nose of the ship is really starting to take shape now, and it's really, really moving. It's transitioning from a space fish into a space bird. Not quite a bird of prey, but it's definitely an avian of some description. And I think that's actually quite marvelous, if you ask me. I may need to change its color scheme, though, because, you know, having a space fish that's blue, that's quite thematic. Having a space bird that's blue, I mean, okay, birds are blue sometimes, but I don't know, having this kind of uniform color, I think we need to go for a more ostentatious kind of color scheme. Nice bright colors all over the place. It'll look grand, I tell you. Can we mine all of that? Yes, we can. Fantastic. Can I break this in time? I can also, yes. We're actually doing quite well with the mining lasers that we've got, so maybe expanding out is really just not worth it for the resources that I'm going to have to invest in order to do it. We'll have a look at that. How many resources have we got? We've got 86, actually. We could afford to, but before we do, we are actually going to have to move that. So yeah, okay, we're going to do that then, so that we are massively future-proofing our ship right now. We're not going to have to worry for a long time. Much as we are with heat, we will be the same with our CPU. And in fact, on that note, we could even go ahead and pop down another heat vent down right there. That would actually be quite nice, I think. So there we go. We've got this nice little room in here. Plenty of room for our engineers to move around and do things. Star up ahead, though, which is not the best thing in the universe for us. There we go. This one is not going to be finished now, unfortunately. We do not have the means to do that. But when we remove this one, we shall. And we are going to be doing that. We're covered for CPU for a very long time, I imagine. But at this point... well, I'm going to allow you to build a little bit more because we don't actually have more for you to build, or at least not much more for you to build. So we're not actually helping ourselves out too much by doing that. Let's make sure that everything is turned on. Oh, that one is actually being disabled, so that's why that was turned off. Never mind. How's everything going, crew? Just a little bit that you need to deal with. That's fine. Let's move the tasks down a little bit. We're currently researching defenses. We're almost at the point to be able to get shields, and we now have enough for some life support up in the top as well. So now we're going to be able to flood the ship with oxygen from 2 different points, and it's always good to have something like that, because then it limits the ways in which some sort of damage in the midsection could isolate a massive chunk of the ship from precious oxygen. Now, with all of that done, the next thing that we're going to be working on is building out the medium solar panels here and here, in exchange for these ones. Again, a non-aggressive ship. Ooh, that's actually quite nice. I like your ship design. I truly, truly do. Oh, you got a lot of CPU in there. What are those? I have no idea what those are, but they look amazing. And I'm kind of tempted. I love the way that you've got all of the heat vents at the back. I'm actually starting to wonder if these are player ships. Because whenever you launch the game, it says, I think it says downloading or synchronizing enemy ships. I'm wondering if when a ship is designed, it gets just synchronized with some sort of server, and then whenever someone plays, it just downloads them. Or perhaps there's some sort of agreement, or maybe there's people designing them on the forums or something like that. But that looks very, very interesting. I really, really like the design of that one. All right, let's get that expanded out. We're probably going to need a little bit more food now, though. Well, actually, saying that, we're not doing too bad for food. All things said and done. Would someone please maybe take care of that one, though? Possibly, just get that sorted. That would be grand. Thank you. There we go. Power-wise, we're doing all right. We're not hurting for power in the slightest little way. So I think maybe we'll be all right for now. I would like to expand out down here and get some massive engine and maybe a big old reactor sooner or later. Now, how are we going to expand this area out? Because there's definitely a few things that we can do. We've got 10 defense, so that means that we can finally go to defense. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a bit of a knack with shields. A shield cell is what holds the shield charge. Shield booster is what charges the cell. Without the booster, the cell is useless to you. With one possible exception, I don't know if this is the case, but I am going to for science it. Adds crew skill to shield recharge. Perhaps for 4 research and a science officer, you can charge a shield without a booster. That wouldn't then, I'm assuming, synergize with the shield amp, but it is something that we're going to be looking into. So we're going to swap over to operations now. And with that in mind, we're also going to drop down another nav console if we can afford it, and we can. So let's get that in place. Fantastic. Oh, I'm really liking this ship at this point. We're actually doing a good job, I think. Got plenty of room down there as well. And we've even got little areas here which I can expand out into corridors. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a tail section to this marvelous ship. It'll fan out a little bit, much like a bird's tail. That's I think I'm completely behind the idea of this being a bird now and not a space fish. So all of the designs are gonna be leading in that direction from now on, and we can really decimate an asteroid field at this point. That is glorious. I'm really liking that. We do need silicon though. That is the primary resource that we're hunting for at the moment. So when we see something doesn't contain it, best to just move on. Ouch! Why did you hit my solar panels, you scallywag? Well, I guess the answer is because I didn't destroy it first, but you know what? I still say that's its fault, not mine. Right, let's gather all of this if we can. Star detected, kind of annoying, but it's fine. We're not building anything, so it really doesn't matter. And we're now very much in the sort of build as you want. Now, a couple of people have pointed out, well, I'm getting a lot of just trading ships, and I strongly suspect it's because I've traded before, and I've done, very minimal amounts of scallywaggery, and I perhaps I've got like a reputation, and people are like, yeah, let's not mess with a dappling ship. They've not done anything wrong. I mean, we have threatened a few people, but we've never actually killed anyone, and maybe that's what counts. It's like, look, okay, we're in space, everyone has a bad day and is just not in the mood to handle visitors, but it's not like you haven't killed anyone, so we shouldn't kill him. If that is the case, I'm probably going to kill someone. I'm going to be honest, I'm building a ship that has weapons. I don't like not being able to use them. But we'll have to pick our opponents, because definitely our opponents are starting to look pretty beefy at this late stage in the game. Now, we have Lawless and Flabot are both working on that. Who's going to have actually, Jamie? Emmett, you're pretty good with that sort of thing. Dr. Franklin, no. Bubbles. No, Bubbles is one of our best engineers. So Jamie, you're going to be reassigned to operations. Enjoy your work with the navigation console, because we are currently at -4. Our ship is gigantic, and we just do not have the sort of engines needed to power such a humongous ship. And that is something that we're going to have to look into. We've got some beds for people, but we need more beds, frankly. So maybe with the enormous amounts of resources we have, we should really be looking at expanding this out to something like this. Yep. And then finish by tucking this in a bit. Something along these lines, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. And maybe we'll have... Actually, we could easily build a massive engine back here. 2, 3, yeah. I'm thinking that's what we're going to be doing. We'll have a gigantic engine back here at some point. Or at least a large engine at the very least. Or maybe even a reactor. We could have more engines on the sides. As I was saying, we will fan out the tail though. That'll definitely be something that we need to work on. And these little areas here will be doors out into side sections. We're going to need a fair bit of space to be able to install the shield system. So, you know, that's also something. We're getting through operations quickly, though. We're going to need 4 for the shield console. We have the shield cell, but we just have no way of realistically making use of it right now. I would actually like us to go to an asteroid field, please. Could you set a course there for me? Please and thank you. We are going to need extra beds though, because currently our crew, they're just not getting the proper night's sleep that they deserve, damn it. And I need my crew functioning at tip-top efficiency. How much are we actually using on our task right now? Oh, we're using very, very little actually. Oh, they're powering up. Oh, they heard me. Fantastic. I mean, oh, this is such a shame. Such a shame that we're going to have to fight. Oh, they've got some armor plates. They've got some ability to produce oxygen. I could just go for the reactor. Frankly, I think that would be the wise thing to do. So 1, let's make sure that everything is in group 1. Also group 3 and group 4. Let's make sure everything is in group 4. There we go. So 1, 4, good. I want everything shooting at this. We're going to have to watch our heat closely. Everything fire on that. We're not even close to tapping out our power there, but we're not doing enough damage, not nearly enough. Might actually be faster going for their systems there. Let's actually have a look. If we were to build a large reactor, how much health? It's got 360. We're not doing nearly enough for that. What about the weapons? In terms of the laser turret, it's only got 20. We'd actually be better off hitting each turret one at a time. There we go. That's one down. Next one down, please. There we go. Next. Actually, could you please focus on repairs only for now? Let's get that broken. There we go. And this one next. We should be able to just rip them apart without much in the way of any real threats to us. Lasers, mining lasers, could I, like, right, we're gonna have to slow things down a lot. We're gonna have to really slow things down because we are in a bit of a pickle here. I'm just gonna allow my lasers to continue working on them now. I've removed their main weapon systems, so I don't really have to worry too much, and I've also broken their ship. It is now venting oxygen. We've really not got much problem anymore. I could take out their ability to avoid things. I could even go for their CPUs if I want to. But instead, I'm going to target the floor inside their ship. I'm just going to try and vent it if I can. They've got all sorts of things there. How are we doing? Are any systems shut down? No, we're actually going well. We're going very well. Okay, so I'll focus on more mining whilst we end the lives of the scallywags who decide to attack us. They really should have picked a different ship, honestly. You fools. Oh, get out of the way, Asteroid. Asteroid Chan, why are you helping the enemy? I thought we were friends. Well, actually, why would I think we were friends? I've been mercilessly slaying your kin pretty much since the start of this game. So, okay, yeah, I accept you helping the enemy. Fair enough. I've never seen them mine an asteroid, so it only stands to reason, really. Is everything else okay? We seem to be doing okay. I would super like it if you could actually... no, let's go for their weapon systems. Can I actually fire on that? Good. All of the shooting, all of the time, please. There we go. More shooting, more of the time. Start attack to the head, that's fine. We should be okay. Can we go for their oxygen supply inside their ship and also mine these rocks so they don't do damage to me. Because frankly, they're capable of doing more damage to me than the enemy's ship is right now. Alright, let's refocus on your active weapon system. There we are. How are we doing? We're doing fine. The amount of heat radiators we've got is more than enough to handle everything we're doing right now. There we go. Let's just break all of that apart. No, metal! Why are you going away? Okay, keep up the firepower. Actually, start hurting the people in the ship. You want to cause a little bit of demoralization amongst the crew. Start shooting their peoples if we possibly can. Come to me, please. Thank you. That's one down. We'll probably be able to break through that in a moment and then just vent that section of their ship. Ideally. We'll see. Let's grab a little bit of this. There we go. Venting that part of the ship. They shouldn't be able to replace that anytime soon. Let's break all of this down. The last thing we want really is more trouble there. Actually, break that door if you can. How much defense does a door have? 30. That's fine. Engineering floor has 40. Yeah, so yeah, it's actually going to be faster for us to break a door than it would be to break another floor section, and that's also going to vent another section of the ship and make it impossible for them to work in there. They're going to lose people very quickly here. Very, very quickly, I'm hoping. There we go. Keep just breaking that down if you can. Why is that not venting properly? That's kind of annoying, but okay. How are my crew doing? Oh no, they scattered. Fine. You get away this time, you scallywags. There we go. We had a little bit of a fight. That was fun. I mean, not for them, but you know, got the blood pumping at the very least. We can afford to speed up time a little bit now. I'm gonna lose that vent though. If someone doesn't put out that fire right now. Oh, thank goodness. Could you possibly repair it? No? Okay. Well, fair enough then. I think we're good. I think we got out of that without actually losing any systems. I'm going to have to double check the ship entirely though. See, did they actually manage to break anything on our ship? You know what? I don't think they did. I don't think they did. Well done, crew. You handled that, your first real battle, your first big battle anyway, in a long time. Very, very well. I am quite pleased with what you did. You even managed to do a little bit of mining on the side. So multitasking for the win. Well done. I am pleased. Also, we are about to finish. Yeah, there we go. So shield console is now purchased. At this stage, I am going to go back to researching defense. If for no other reason than getting some armor, because I think armor actively reduces the amount of incoming damage from anything else. Like, they don't attack the armor plate, but it just gives a little bit of buffer to taking damage in other ways. I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know absolutely on that one. But let's get the shield console in place, and hopefully we can then have someone working on that and keeping everything going for this. Oh, it's going to be grand. Going to be grand. Let's prioritize a block, though, so that we can get all of that sorted in one go. And then down here, because we don't really care too much about getting that engine section done just yet. I'd rather get all of this. So in fact, actually, could you repair everything for me? That would be amazing, because I'm a little bit concerned of things breaking, you know, because we got out of that fight. It would really, really suck to lose something because we just weren't keeping up with the maintenance. That would be a horrible way to go. Did we lose any people? I don't believe we did. Can't be 100% certain on that one though. But I don't believe we have in fact lost any folks from the crew. I may actually even move these down there as well. Get another area where people can get some noms. Having maybe a larger table, 2 chairs would be good, because people could get on with eating in there then. That would actually be kind of cool. I think what we'll do towards that end is we're going to have another 2 solar panels down here, another 2 heat sinks, because that was amazing. They just couldn't. We didn't have to worry about heat at all. So we're definitely going to be continuing with that, honestly. That worked out incredibly well for us. And not having to worry at all about the heat buildup on the ship was a fantastic boon. We could have probably gone for their heat vents though. They've only got a little bit of structural integrity, so we could probably knocked out all of their heat vents pretty quickly. And the thing with heat vents is one heat vent doesn't do a lot, and there's no big versions of heat vents, so they would have to rebuild a lot of heat vents, which would have taken a lot of time for the limited amount of engineers to do before they could realistically get back into the battle. Though taking out a lot of their guns was, honestly, I think the heat vents would have been the better option. Thinking back on it, I think that was possibly a bad call on my part. Jamie, would you mind being a science officer and seeing if you can actually contribute anything to a shield build-up? Actually, no, you're just going to go and help out with that. Okay, well, that's fair enough, I suppose. Where am I going to put my shield, though? This is a pretty important question, actually, thinking about it. How much do they cost? Ooh, they're expensive, but I can afford one. We're going to get one. Let's pop that one down there. There we go, and we can get all of this sorted. I would like that prioritized, please, so that we can get a science officer working on the shield console and then adding to the charge. Perhaps. May not work the way that I think it will, and if not, we're going to have to rush shield boosters just to have a operational shield. But I'm totally down with getting that up and running as soon as we can. Are we almost finished with all of the repairs? Yeah, actually, we're doing pretty good. We're doing very good, in fact. It's taken ages for Levy to build that shield cell, though, which is a bit of a pain, but okay. I forgive you, Levy. You're doing your best. You're almost finished as well, which is good. There we go. Now then, will anyone go and take over the shield console, I wonder? Eggy is... Eggy's idle. Can you perhaps operate the shield console? No? Can I tell you to? Can you go and operate the shield console? No? No, you do not. It seems that without the shield booster, completely pointless. Oh well, that's a bit of a shame, but it's something we can just take on the chin for now. Right, okay, so we've got a majority of the rear section of the ship opened up. Let's go ahead and open that up properly. And this is going to be a large engine down there. And you know what? For a little bit of extra power, I know I'm using a lot of medium solar panels, but this does give us a lot of redundancy, if nothing else. There we go, we'll just get that in place. But at that point, I think we're actually at the stage where we can wrap up this episode. I think our ship is coming along marvelously myself. In the next episode, we're going to recolor the ship because, as I said, you know, we want to be going with more of a space bird kind of feel for the ship. But we're also going to hopefully get an active shield up and running. But it's clear that we need a little bit more punch with our weapon systems as well. We'll be looking at updating those as well going forward. But that is going to be it from me, so thanks for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next episode. But until then, take care. Also remember, we need a new name for Jamie.